In today's show, top crypto strategist predicts Bitcoin will surpass all-time highs of $20,000 in just 2 months, with Ethereum leading the next altcoin rally. That's right, crypto analyst Nicholas Merten says Bitcoin may only be a couple months away from surpassing its all-time high of $20,000. On a new episode of DataDash, Merten looks at the boom and bust cycles of Bitcoin and says it's well positioned to begin a parabolic rally. I'm going to be breaking down the highlights of this analysis here in today's show, and Nicholas Merten also goes on to share that his $100,000 Bitcoin prediction is conservative, especially in comparison to other analysts who forecast Bitcoin surging as high as $500,000. I'll be breaking all this down for you in today's show. Also, in today's episode, new Bitcoin model predicts that Bitcoin will shatter 6 digits, $100,000 without the stock to flow. We'll be breaking down how in today's episode. A new Bitcoin price model sweeping across the cryptoverse predicts Bitcoin will hit 100K without relying on popular yet controversial stock to flow model. And we'll be taking a look at this tweet storm from crypto analyst Croesus. Also, we'll be taking a look at the overall crypto market. As we can see, Bitcoin back in the red, along with the leading altcoin Ether, as some of the other altcoins are back in the green. But where's the Bitcoin price likely to go from here? Find out all this, plus so much more, in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day, so be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts. And before we kick off today's show, if interested in learning from the Wall Street legend who picked Apple back in 2003 and Bitcoin in 2016 as he shares his #1 pick for the 2020s, they're calling it the investment of the decade. Right now, there is a mad rush in corporate America. It involves Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Facebook. They're all betting on a new technology that the World Economic Forum projects will soar 295,000% over 7 years. But it's not AI, the Internet of Things, or 5G. To discover what it is, click the link below this video and watch this exclusive presentation by the one and only Tika Tawari. All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV, and let's kick it off by taking a long, deep hit from this hopium bong. You ready? Don't forget to hold it. All right, top crypto strategist predicts Bitcoin will surpass $20,000 in just 2 months, with Ethereum leading the next altcoin rally. That's right, crypto analyst Nicholas Merten says Bitcoin may only be a couple of months away from surpassing its all-time high of $20,000. On a new episode of DataDash, Merten looks at the boom and bust cycles of Bitcoin and says that it's positioned to begin a parabolic rally. He goes on to share, there's a really interesting similarity that I'm seeing here when I take a look at the monthly chart of Bitcoin, and the sense that has given me confidence that we're just a couple of months away from getting back above $20,000, which is the all-time high set back in December of 2017. How many of you were around back then to experience it? Let me know in the comments. And he breaks this all down in this DataDash episode, but I'm going to go ahead and give you the highlights. But if you want to watch the full show, I'll include it in the show notes below the video in the description for you to check it out. The first thing I want to focus on is the longer term chart, the expanding cycles. We talked about this, about how each cycle usually expands by around 11 to 13 months. In this case, we added 12 months for the previous one just to keep it neutral, and we're expecting something in November of 2022 to be the peak around $100,000 per Bitcoin. I repeat, expecting somewhere in November of 2022 to be the peak of around 100,000. The crypto strategist says that his 100,000 Bitcoin prediction is conservative, especially in comparison to other analysts who forecast Bitcoin surging as high as $500,000. Once Bitcoin begins printing new highs, Merten believes a rising tide will lift all boats and spark a new altcoin season. How many of you are ready and prepared for the next big alt season? Holla at your boy. The analyst says that the Bitcoin dominance chart is already flashing signals that are similar to the 2015-2017 altcoin bull market. Here's what he's quoted saying, "I think this historical similarity is a good sign that we could be in an early stage of an altcoin cycle coming up here very soon. And not to mention, during this time period, even though the broader altcoin space hasn't really kicked off yet, we have got from 72% to 66% for market dominance for Bitcoin. That's gains for altcoin space in general. If you're at the right place here, even in these early moves, you can benefit quite greatly if you start to make the the right calls, and I'm going to echo this 100%. Now is the time. You haven't seen nothing yet. Some people are like, Bitcoin, that's old news. It's already had its parabolic gains. We're about to witness it again. Let's not forget, the Bitcoin halving was just last month, and typically it takes 1 year to see a true parabolic rally from the time of the halving. And let's not forget the institutional demand, which we did not have back in 2016 or 2017. So I think we're in for a roller coaster. Merten believes that the new altcoin spring will be spearheaded by Ethereum. I'm also going to concur, it being the second largest cryptocurrency in the world. I also feel it's one of the most undervalued cryptos in the altcoin space. He says the second largest crypto is primed to erupt in a few months. So he's ultimately saying Bitcoin is going to surge to 20K, and so is Ethereum going to surge. Here's his quote: "What we want to look for is an eventual breakout above this wedge and a continuation of higher lows and higher highs. It looks like we're formulating for that sometime around in the fall to the winter of 2020, lining up pretty close to our general estimations from what we can tell about altcoin dominance as well as Bitcoin." If you're ready for an alt season, let me know in the comments below, and let's take a look at the overall crypto market. Bitcoin hovering above that $9,400 support. Just 2 days ago, we touched down at 8,900 before bouncing and springing back to where we're currently at. Ethereum is also down 0.4%, trading at $234. Then, interestingly enough, all the other major altcoins are pretty much in the green, with XRP up 1.7%, trading at 19.5 cents. Link is up 0.3%, trading at $4.07. I also personally feel that Chainlink is also one of the most undervalued cryptocurrencies, and I believe when Bitcoin and Ethereum rise, so will Link, and Link also has the potential to outperform both Ethereum and Bitcoin, being it's a smaller cap coin. We have Miss Litecoin up 1.6% for the day, trading at $44. EOS up 1%, trading at $2.57. Satoshi Vision up almost 1%, trading at $177. And Bitcoin Cash up 1.2%, trading at $240. What's your honest thoughts surrounding the hard forks of the Bitcoin network, including Satoshi Vision and Bitcoin Cash? I'd love to know your thoughts below. Personally, I'm not a big fan. I don't hold on to either. I just find the whole scenario very interesting of Bitcoin Cash and Satoshi Vision, but I'm not supporters of those projects. But I'd love to know your honest thoughts in the comments below. And now taking a look at some of the top exchanges. Binance down 35% with 3.4 billion in volume. Just blood red today. Very interesting. Hobby Global down 36% with 3 billion in volume. OKEX down 20% with 2 billion in volume. And BitMEX down a whopping 36% with 1.2 billion in volume. And now for our next story of the day. New Bitcoin model predicts Bitcoin will shatter 6 digits of $100,000 without the stock to flow. Here's how. I'm going to break this down for you. A new Bitcoin price model sweeping across the cryptoverse predicts that Bitcoin will hit 100K without relying on popular yet controversial stock to flow model. In a tweet storm, analyst Croesus says that Plan B stock to flow model, which forecasts Bitcoin's rise to 100K by 2021, has a lot of naysayers because it predicts Bitcoin rising dramatically in a relatively short period of time. But Croesus points out the critics of the model failed to take into account the exponential increase that comes with the adoption of new technology, whether it is social media or Bitcoin. And let's take a look at this tweet storm from Croesus. He wrote, number one, everyone is familiar with the stock to flow model. Critics recoil because it seems to scale too rapidly. What they're forgetting is an intangible amplifying force that I wanted to ballpark quantify: the normal distribution of technology adopters, as he shares here in this graph. And then he goes on to share, number two, some very rough assumptions. A, Bitcoin as preferred money / savings technology has total addressable market of anyone with 10,000 plus wealth. And then he goes on to share 2B, current penetration is 10 million. This is a rough estimate of how many people have 1,000 plus stored in Bitcoin based on 3 million addresses with greater than 0.1 BTC. If you're a holder of more than 0.1 BTC, let me know. I'd love to know if you're included in this. And then number three, this means we are at 0.5% penetration today, or negative 2.6 STD deviations into the adoption curve. And then number 4, if Bitcoin as preferred money / savings technology follows the classic adoption curve, that puts us here. And then number 5A, how long this adoption curve might take is the impossible question. Of course, technology adoption in this information age is faster than ever. And then 5B, and I'm just going to share a couple more here. However, Bitcoin is not a cheap consumer good to buy. It's a paradigm shifting approach to personal finance. We all accept that this transformation may take decades, but I had to pick some rough time frames to do this analysis. And number 5C, for my rough estimates, I opted to assume each block reward era lines up with an incremental standard deviation slice of the adoption curve. Also assume from 2020 to 2024 takes us from negative 2.6 STD deviation to a clean negative 2. And as you can see, he just goes on and on in this tweet storm, but let me go ahead and just give you some of the highlights here. The pseudo-anonymous analyst assumes that Bitcoin has a total addressable market of 2.2 billion users based on the number of individuals in the world with a net worth of at least $10,000. Croesus says that Bitcoin has a current market penetration of 10 million users based on the number of addresses holding less than $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, and including balances in crypto exchanges as well as ownership of Bitcoin derivatives. Based on the figures above, the analyst says that Bitcoin's current adoption rate stands at 0.5%. Croesus highlights the fact that the technology adoption in this day and age is faster than ever. Now that is definitely a fact. While adoption of Bitcoin has been slower than other technologies, Croesus expects the scarcity of Bitcoin to eventually kick in and drive the price higher as adoption grows and the amount of new Bitcoin mined decreases over time due to the halvings. A slight increase in demand could result in a significant surge in value. Here's a quote he shared: "The adoption adjusted scarcity numbers suggest a level of scarcity much more dramatic than the raw Bitcoin mining numbers convey at face value. The result shows a 10x increase in adjusted scarcity per reward era, much like we've seen in the stock to flow projections." So I'd love to know your thoughts personally surrounding this new Bitcoin model, which predicts Bitcoin will shatter 6 digits without the stock to flow. Let me know in the comments right down below. And now let's take a look at the overall cryptocurrency market cap, sitting at 268 billion with 66 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, and the current BTC dominance is 65% even. And now taking a look at the top gainers within the top 100, we have Flexicoin flexing on ya, up 38% for the day, trading at 0.004. Swiss Borg also up 38%, trading at 15 cents. ABBC coin up 25%, trading at 12 cents. Divi up 21%, trading at 4.8 cents. Nano up 10%, trading at $1.23. And Unibright up 9%, trading at 40 cents. And now taking a look at the biggest losers within the top 100, we have Quant down 5%, trading at $6.72. Zilliqa down 4.8%, trading at 2.4 cents. Maker down 4.7%, trading at $553. Loopring down about 4%, trading at 9 cents. Ren down 3.9%, trading at about 11.5 cents. And Horizon down 3%, trading at $7.53. Out of all these altcoins I shared with you in the biggest losers as well as the top gainers, which ones are you most bullish on for 2020? Drop me a comment right down below. And now checking out the BitMEX margins, we can see the bears are back in control, leading with about 22 million in superiority in the past 24 hours, with shorts leading 51.1% versus 48.8% longs. Are you currently bullish or bearish? Holla at your boy. And now checking out one of my favorite indicators is the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Shows we're currently rated a 38 in fear. Yesterday was a 39 in fear. Last week a 54 neutral. And last month also a 50, divided right in the middle with neutral. And if you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, extreme fear can be a sign that investors are too worried. That can be a great buying opportunity. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for correction. And I want to encourage you to check out the description right below this video by clicking show more in the description right down below for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the market. This goes for all 450 plus videos right here on my channel. Also have some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including the blog to my podcast, which could be found at cryptonewsyes.com. surpassing.com. Not only is this updated every single day, you can also download the latest episode of the show in MP3 format so you can listen to it in the car, when you're out and about, on the go, working out, or just doing your thing. And if you haven't subscribed on YouTube, go ahead and do so now, or you can visit cryptonewsalerts.net to subscribe directly. We're also on all the major podcasting platforms, including Apple's iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher Radio. So whichever podcasting platform you're active on, I do truly appreciate your continued support. You can also follow us on Twitter to receive daily crypto news alerts. And I also have a private crypto Facebook group entitled Crypto Alchemy with over 17,000 strong from all over the world. To become a part of this, simply click this link, request to join, and I'll be sure to plug you in. And for those of you active on Telegram, as I am, I do have a crypto Telegram chat. To join this, click this link. You'll automatically be added, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you personally on the inside. Well, that's going to conclude today's show. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and journeying along with me inside this incredible crypto revolution. If you gain value out of today's show, be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts. And real quick before I go, if interested in learning from the Wall Street legend himself, Teeka Tiwari, who picked Apple back in 2003 and Bitcoin in 2016 as he shares his #1 pick for the 2020s, they're calling it the investment of the decade. That's right. Right now there is a mad rush in corporate America. It involves Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Facebook. They're all betting on a new technology that the World Economic Forum projects will soar 295,000% over 7 years, but it's not AI, the Internet of Things, or 5G. To discover what it is, click the link below this video in the description. It'll take you here to watch this exclusive presentation by the one and only Teeka Tiwari. Enjoy, and I look forward to catching you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.